Hello guys! Welcome back to my channel. I hope you guys have an amazing day today. Have you ever experienced that moment when you need to ask some questions in English? Or do you still find it hard for you to create a conversation in English even though you have learned it in school? From my experience, I assure you that watching movies is one of the best ways to improve your English listening and speaking skills. So in today's video, we are going to talk about kind of movies and some movie recommendations that can help in improving your English proficiency. Well, let's start! Movie, also called film or motion picture. It is a visual art form used to stimulate experiences that communicate ideas, stories, perceptions, feelings, beauty, or atmosphere. What can you learn from watching movies? Well, you will hear real English. While we need to study in academic English, many of the words and phrases we learn are too difficult and unpractical to use in real conversation. Besides, you cannot learn casual English, appropriate reactions, slang, and feelings from academic textbooks. Next, you will repeat and revise what they say. Talking from Malaysia classroom context, we know that students are having less opportunity to speak in the classroom. However, if you study by watching movies, you can brush up on popular expressions and new vocabulary over and over and wherever you are just by using your phone, tablet, or laptop. Well, there are only two simple steps for you to study English using movie. First, choose a movie you are interested in. Just pick a movie that you have been wanting to watch, or if you have no idea, you can just pick a movie that is currently in trend. Second, browse the movie with the subtitle. Subtitle helps you in understand the spoken words better. Now, we are going to talk about 13 different types of movie. The first one is action or adventure movie. Action film is a film genre in which the protagonists are thrust into a series of events that typically include violence, extended fighting, physical feats, and frantic chases. In simpler words, action or adventure movie is a type of film in which a lot of exciting things happen. Some examples for action or adventure movies are Iron Man 3, Avengers, and Guardians of the Galaxy. Animated movie is a film produced by photographing a series of gradually changing drawings, which give the illusion of movement when the series is projected rapidly. Animated films are often directed to or appeal most to children, but easily can be enjoyed by all. From the picture above, we can see that most of the animated movie is actually our childhood stories or fairy tale. Some of the examples are Snow White and Seven Dwarfs, Mickey Mouse, Cinderella, Aladdin, and Beauty and the Beast. Classic movies are often distinguished or unique works of cinema that have transcended time and trends with indefinable quality. Classic films are often universal favorites that hold up after repeated rescreenings. The examples we have here are Casablanca, that was released on 1942, The Wizard of Oz, 1939, and The Godfather, 1972. Talking about comedy movie, it is a genre of film in which the main emphasis is on humor. These films are designed to make the audience laugh through amusement and most often work by exaggerating characteristics for humorous effect. These are some of the movies that will help you to laugh out loud. Mr. Popper's Penguin, Mr. Bean Holiday, and The Hangover. Documentary is a non-fictional motion picture intended to document reality, primarily for the purposes of instruction, education, or maintaining a historical record. Some of the famous documentaries are March of the Penguin, Fahrenheit 9/11, and Racing Against Time. Moving on to drama, it is a genre that relies on the emotional and relational development of realistic characters. It relies heavily on this kind of development. Dramatic themes play a large role in the plot as well. Some of the well-known drama are Casanova, A Star is Born starring Lady Gaga, and Stranger Things from Netflix drama. Next, we have fantasy movie. Fantasy movie are films that feature elements of the fantastic, often including magic, supernatural forces, or exotic fantasy worlds. For fantasy movie, we have Tinkerbell, Harry Potter, and Fantastic Beasts. Next, horror movie is a film that seeks to elicit fear for entertainment purposes. Plots within the horror genre often involve the intrusion of an evil force, event, or personage into the everyday world. Some of the horror movies are The Orphanage, The Conjuring, and Insidious. Romance are love stories or affairs of the heart that center on passion, emotion, and the romantic, affectionate involvement of the main characters. The all-time favorite romance movies are Titanic, Romeo and Juliet, and Always Be My Baby. Next, thrillers, also known as suspense film or suspense thriller. It is a broad film genre that evokes excitement and suspense in the audience. Some of the recommendations are Fragile Minds, Secret Obsession, and Bird Box. Moving next to science fiction, it is a genre of speculative fiction that typically deals with imaginative and futuristic concepts such as advanced science and technology, space exploration, time travel, parallel universe, and extraterrestrial life. Some of the examples are Star Wars, Interstellar, and Black Mirror. War movie is a film genre concerned with warfare, typically about naval, air, or land battles, with combat scenes centered to the drama. Some of the war movies are Mutant Chronicles, War Machine, and Beasts of No Nation. And lastly, we have Western movie. Western movie is a genre that revolves around stories primarily set in the late 19th century in the American Old West. They are The Magnificent Seven, Unforgiven, and Red River. Do note that this is just my personal experience and my humble recommendation. I always find it easy for me to learn English using movie because I've always find it easier to remember a new word as I also have a mental image of the context and content of the scene when the word was said. With that, it helps in making it easier for me to relate the word and understand the meaning. I hope this helps you. That's all from me.